I walked through your file and I see that you are here to analyze a couple of things. Those things are actually a bundle in one. But thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here to talk about resentment, vindictive, anger, and impatience. Can you walk me through why you believe you are vindictive and resentful?
Okay, I believe that people are very, very intentional about the things they do. And I believe that if you don't, like being vindictive is like, oh, a wrong has been done, I must see to, you understand? Because some people just walk through life hurting others and allowing them to take it. So sometimes I don't even, like there are issues that you don't even want to pursue, but you want to give the person, you want to make the person aware that you just don't do this and just go back. You understand? So I would say for me, it is about that. Like, I just don't want anybody to have the notion that they can just walk up to me and do as they wish without no consequence.
For us to understand if these traits are trauma-based or just bad character, we're going to walk through certain questions. Some of them might be really hard. Are you open to it?
Let's give it a try.
Okay, so some of them might be really hard. We're going to walk through them. I would like you to be very honest, what you think about them, and, so that let's get to understand the root cause of this and, just explore your feelings towards this trait. First of all, do you see yourself looking back to your childhood? Would you say that you were the same person? Or can you say that you grew up in a household where you were not allowed to express yourself as much? Were there things like that?
I did not actually grow up in that kind of setting. Exactly.
Okay.
Because I am very outspoken and I am expressive. So looking back now, I don't think there's been any point in time where anyone has tried to shut me up. You understand? Like, it is more of, you can express yourself, but where you say the wrong things, you get the consequence. Like my parents won't tell you not to tell them things. But when you're talking, it doesn't mean that because you're expressing yourself, your tone is going to go unchecked.
Okay.
So that is the kind of household I grew in, not the hush-hush kind of. Exactly.
Would you say that you're quick to anger?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have a caregiver who was quick to anger? Probably parents, guardian, anybody, and you feel that this person was quick to anger?
I don't know, but in terms of being quick to anger, I would say my dad is someone that when you're talking to, you need to be sure that you're not saying the wrong things. Okay. And same with my mom too. She was like that as well. You understand?
So if you're saying the wrong things, what happens? You collect.
It may not necessarily be the collect in the like street sense of it. You understand? But they are going to like
call you to order.
Exactly.
Does the call you to order sometimes involve, be careful, you cannot do this rubbish?
Exactly.
And of course, we know how African parents call people to order. It involves that.
That's for the children. And growing up, I did not, my mom, it's not like there are some parents that for everything you get beaten. So I can't really say they were so violent because for every beating I ever received from my parents, I earned it. Okay. But talking about other people generally, if you're talking and you're being condescending, or when you are having a conversation with someone and the person is saying the wrong things, it's different from when somebody is intentionally putting you down.
Yes.
Exactly. So you would want to put the person back in their place.
Yes. Okay, good. I like that. So you pointed out two things now. You want to put the person back in their place. So we're getting somewhere. Now you said that your parents would want to make you know that you've done something bad.
Yes.
And in your current situation, you want to put the person back in their place. So the question I have for you is, do you feel the need to make the people that have offended you remember that they have offended you, So when you want to let them know that you have treated me in a nonsense way, just genuinely let me know where it is coming from. Is it from a place of justice? Is it from a place of I want to be seen? Or is it from a place of I need to protect my boundaries?
I think it is most times is from a place of like human dynamics now. Like when you offend me and I don't count it, or it is something I count, but I just like overlook it. But it comes from a place of like, I just want people to know that they've hurt someone. Like, you should know, like, it comes from a place of needing people to be aware of what they do to you so that they don't act like they have partial remembrance. Or
so, but deep down, is it you saying you cannot do that rubbish with me? Or is it you saying you have hurt me and I need you to know?
Yes, it is both.
It is both?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Because
this is not therapy. This is not judgment. This is truth. Okay. Here, we peel back the layers. We sit with the pain. We confront the patterns. Because sometimes what looks like bad character is just survival strategy. And what we call trauma is just a refusal to grow. Welcome to Trauma or Bad Character, the podcast that dares to ask the uncomfortable questions.
like, I'm not somebody, for instance, now, if I have an altercation with someone, I don't even internalize the insults. You know, there are some people, you tell them that you are stupid, you're this, you're that. They go home when they are baiting. I'm not like that.
Okay.
I don't internalize insults. It doesn't even get to me. But why I would respond back, or like why I would want to reciprocate, is that I have this notion that there are certain things that you should not do to me. So when I put people in their place, it is for you to know that, first of all, it is blessing you've offended, and you shouldn't offend me in that way, because I won't take it. Then secondly, this is my boundaries. There are certain things that should not be done to me, and you've done it, so I need you to know that. And thirdly, you should feel the consequence of your actions.
Okay, so for you, you need them to know that they have done something wrong. So it's about protecting your boundaries. And that's more like the first thing on your mind. So why do you then call it resentment?
There are some things that are little wrongs, you understand? Little wrongs. And then while there are some things that you can meet someone and be like, this is what you've done. But then there are some people that are not approachable. They are very, very defensive. They don't even allow you. And you know that big wrongs don't lead to resentment. It is the little ones. And there are some, I have friends that even something as little as you told me you'd call by 8 and I stayed up waiting for your call. You didn't call. And they are going to say, oh, sorry, this is what happened at work, that I didn't come back home early enough to call you. Then there are some people that don't even allow you.
That's a wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. So take for instance, I am somebody that, I don't know, I don't like it when I have appointment with someone. And I don't mind for tardiness. Do you understand? Because a lot of things can happen. But I mind so much. I care so much for communication. So you won't have me waiting for you at the place we agreed to stay by 2 o'clock and come back 3. No explanation, nothing. And there are even some kind of sorries that don't even cut it. You just need to say, this is what held me. You just don't come by 3 and say sorry. So if the friend is somebody like that, and these things keep accumulating, and one day they ask for us to meet up, and I say I'm not meeting up, I am coming from a place of resentment, because all the past disappointments have piled up. Do you understand now? So that is what I mean by resentment. And this thing, it is relationship with people who are not susceptible to accountability that helps resentment to grow in me.
So you saying I am not showing up because they have done this thing over and over. You saying I am not showing up, is it coming from a place of you need to know that I
want you to taste it.
Okay, so you want them to have a taste of their own peel. So, but in having a taste of their own peel, is there also a place in your heart? And you've already said that. I think there's also a place in your heart where is also you protecting your boundaries and making them understand that you cannot treat me like this. Okay, because if it is just about I want you to test your own pills, then it becomes truly vindictive, like you said, which is which could be an issue coming from somewhere. And then I wanted to ask, did you, looking back, would you say that you somehow became like this at some point in your life, or this is how you've always been? Was it like a compilation of people doing things, and you're like, no, a time has come where I need to show these people that I'm not going to take this nonsense?
I've not always been like this. I've even been the low maintenance sister, low maintenance friend, low maintenance relative. You don't even need to do much. Do you get? You don't need to do much for me to appreciate you. But over time, I've sat down and I've analyzed things. Why is it easier for people to still, you know how you are the low maintenance relative, friend, sister, or whatnot, and you feel that, oh, since you're not asking for too much, as much should be given, you understand? But I've sat down and I've realized that not asking for anything doesn't make them realize that they should even give anything. So it's something that I think about 4 years, I just learned that no, people are just going to keep repeating things, especially when it hurts you. And then they are going to act like they don't even have any memory of it. So like, I am intentional. You know how you wake up and you're intentional about reciting your quotes or whatever you keep by your bedside. I am intentional about making people who hurt me with their words or action. I am intentional about making them to sit in the consequence now.
Okay, so that's definitely coming from somewhere. It didn't just, that is not the blessing that you've always been. So do you think that this, or would you agree that these behaviors are survival traits?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and are you comfortable in these survival traits?
You know, comfort is relative. But what I know now is that people now know the things to say to me, the things to do to me, the kind of treatment they give to me, because they are now very, very aware that I'm not going to take it. And me not taking it is not just going to come from a place of not taking it. Like I said, I am intentional about magnifying the things that people do to me and doing it back to them. So now it prevents them. And now coming back to comfort that you asked, I am enjoying my peace now because nobody's mistreating me.
So they have to think twice before they mistreat you. Because they know the consequences.
Exactly.
Now that brings me to another question, probably the last. How, or have you thought about how you hold yourself accountable while honoring your pain? So when you receive these things, they come as pain. By the way, do they come as pain?
Not pain. Probably, I don't know the word, but definitely not pain. Pain is too big to use to validate it.
Okay, so have you thought about how you hold yourself accountable while honoring your boundaries, while honoring you need to know that you cannot treat me like this? Have you thought of how you hold yourself accountable, or do you just do whatever it takes to put them in their place, no matter what it feels and how it hurts?
Because if I'm anything, I am self-aware. So when someone hurts me and I hurt them back, I of course know that I have hurt them back. But the knowledge that they did it first, it invalidates any kind of discomfort that I would feel. Okay.
Now, how do you hold yourself accountable? Have you thought about it? Have you said to yourself, okay, you said that what they have done validates anything. So to you, you're not feeling uncomfortable. So, but do you think that somehow you should hold yourself accountable in the sense there should be a limit?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And is that a limit that you are willing to embrace? Has there been times when someone has done something to you and you're returning the energy and at some point you're like, okay, it's enough?
Okay, the thing is, you know that limits is not a one-way thing. Okay, for instance, we are getting at it, right? And I am very, very focused on, I'm telling you how your dress is beautiful, by the way, how your dress is ugly, how all your dresses are ugly. And then you now go ahead to say how my sister is ugly. I'm going to come at your family.
Okay.
There will be no limits. Okay. There will be no limits.
Okay.
Do you get?
I get it.
Because at the first instance, I am keeping it factual. I'm keeping it between us.
Yes.
And then you know now, because you going to my sister or my husband or my kids, that means you're intentional about crossing the line.
Yes.
And when you cross the line with me, I am deliberate about not returning from that line until I've done the most to you.
Okay. I was going to ask something. I'll still ask it and then I'll ask the last question. Okay. Would you say you're a do me, I do you type of person?
I am a do me, I amplify it. And do you back. Like that's what I'm saying. I am intentional about doing worse to you. I am intentional about when you're telling people about things that happened between us. I am intentional about mine being worse than what you did to me.
Okay, if somehow you find out that this person did not intentionally try to harm you, however you were harmed,
how is that possible?
Would you still hold? It's possible.
I would need an instance to understand that better.
Someone casually says, this your hair is not really fine. By the way, your hair is actually very beautiful. I didn't just know what to say. Because I looked at you, I'm like, oh, everything is just fine. Oh, okay. So someone says, this your hair is, and probably you've been telling the person that, I like your glasses, I like your dress. And the person is like, yeah, I like your own stuff too. But this your hair, who made it? It's not really that fine. So the person probably meant to just be honest. But now you've received it in, a traumatic exposure of, so you want to not tell, you want to tell them my hair is ugly. So if somehow you notice that someone is not trying or they did something unintentionally, I don't know if that's a good example, but I know that people can step on our feet unintentionally. So if you knew that, would you still be the do me, I do you person?
No, because I understand that they are like, as I'm sitting here now, probably from my boat ride and all that, there's people that I would have offended without even knowing. You understand?
Yes.
So I give that kind of grace.
Okay.
Of course, I always extend grace. I always extend grace. And I'm somebody that's, when you're alone with yourself, you see the facts, you see everything.
Yes.
So when I see that, this thing may not necessarily be coming from a place of intention to hurt me.
Yes.
And then I have gone ahead to hurt the person. Do you understand? Of course, I would always go back and be like, oh, I am sorry. And most times, I'm not even I am sorry. I like to explain, do you get? But I like my apology taken first.
Okay.
Then I'll now be like, see, I thought this was the situation.
Yes.
But then there are situations that are glaring that, for instance, now, you've known me for a month. You've never complimented my dress. When I wear a new dress that it's very, very beautiful, you tell me my shoe is bad. The day I wear a very, very beautiful shoe, you tell me my hair is bad. The day I make very, very fine hair, you tell me my eyebrows are crooked.
Yes.
Like you've never seen anything positive to compliment. And exactly. So I'm going to take it that you're intentionally tearing me down. You understand?
Okay. So now in all of this, when people do these things over and over, because you made the point about you used to be the understand. How did you put it again?
Low budget.
The low budget friend. That's how you come up with
you don't need to do so much. We don't need to hang out every day. We don't need to talk every day. You don't even
for
need
you to stay appreciate those people.
Like the days we see, we're going to catch up and all of that and vibe well. There's not going to be any ill feelings.
Yes.
You understand? Because you get, and you don't even need to do much. You don't need to see me every day. You don't need to visit me. You don't need to call me. But then there are some things that you now start doing, and I would just come up with the belief that being so relaxed in the whole friendship is as giving you like the leverage to take me for granted, that you're not even doing anything again. Because being low budget doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything. It means I don't expect much, but the barest minimum.
You should.
Yes.
So the last question that I wanted to ask is, so when they do all of these things and then you are beginning to notice that this person is taking you for granted, do you go for conversations, or is your first mindset is, let me first have a conversation and call this person out?
Yes.
Or
it still boils down,
do me, I do.
No, of course not. It still boils down to resentment. Like I said, it's the little things, it's the things that compiles, that builds up resentment. Because going for conversation, you cannot communicate with just yourself. You would, if the person receives it and starts being defensive, because there are some people that do, like, they internalize criticism. Like, they are not able to separate their actions from themselves.
Yes.
So when you tell someone that I don't like what you did, what they are hearing is I don't like you. They are not able to separate their actions.
Yes.
And if you can't do that, you're going to get hurt whenever something you've done is brought up.
Yes.
And if you have someone like that is not receptive to communication, you will feel that, oh, you're keeping it to yourself, like you're letting it slide. But that's how resentment builds.
Okay.
So it's not like I wake up any morning and decide to build it, because I try to communicate and I see that, oh, this person is not even receptive to any form of communication over his or her character.
Yes.
So to me now, the line of action is that I'm letting things slide. But then a day comes and the whole thing just boomerangs.
It's okay. Good. Blessing.
Yes.
What do you think your result is? Trauma or bad character?
A mix of both.
Collabo.
Yes.
Okay.
I told you I'm self-aware.
Okay, nice. Well, there are a couple of things going on there. At some point, I know that people go through things, through traumatic experiences, and that traumatic experiences then begin to shape who they are, begin to even probably develop toxic traits in them. But for this particular situation, after looking really deep into it, maybe you will call for private session. But for now, I would say that it is trauma. How does that feel?
This result feels rigged.
It feels
rigged.
Really?
Yes. You it.
Oh, no, it's not rigged. But I like the fact that you actually think that it is collabo. But for me, truly, I feel that it is a trauma, because there is only so much that a person can take before they explode. And this is why every other person watching this show, you need to go back and think deep. If you can resonate with this, then you need to really go back and think deep. Where is this trait that I have developed coming from? Is it a deep-rooted issue, or am I just someone who wants people to just, be unhappy? Are you just going for hurting people, or are you going for healing yourself while also showing up for yourself? Trauma is a thing. Trauma is really a thing. That deep-rooted issue could just be you cutting really deep. What you are calling bad character might just be a survival strategy. And what you are calling trauma might just be a refusal to grow. And this is the time for you to find out. Thank you for watching Trauma or Bad Character. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.